Broken, never trust a bitch, so I'm cracking it while I'm nine. Still slide through back blocks like an alley cat. Still play the hood, lost a few niggas, shit, this action facts. And that's real shit. Hit a pain in my voice when I speak. Look, hit a pain from every homie I done lost to the streets. Hit a pain from anybody we done lost to police. Shit is crazy. We living in. Always been a buck, worth the Benjamin. Look, give me a truce with a sentiment. We already far from the lightweight nigga. We all heavy. Got the bag from what's her name? She
Let's get it, man. Let's get it. Yo, shout out to my brother, man. Big House. Millions on the way. Song of the day, man. Song of the day.
Yo, shout out Big Haas, man.
Woo!
Shout out Big Haas.
That's a
Yo,
good one.
if you want to promote your music here on our podcast, just send me a DM. Just send Avery a DM. Just send Ty the God a DM. We'll love to play your music here and on Welcome Me to Pod. Just let us know. We got you.
Thanks.
But to the left of me, you already know he don't need introduction. The man. But that's what?
Versace.
That's Versace. Versace, the guy with the Versace shades. Ty the God. You already know. Let them know where to find you, D, man.
Hola, mi amigos, ¿cómo estás? Suave.
Yo, if y'all didn't know, my son half Honduran.
Yes.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I love women, though. I love me a Honduran. Oh, one part.
Yo,
Listen.
Yo, to the right of me, yo, Killer Calm.
Peace, yo.
Jordan.
What up?
You already know. Yo, we gonna talk more this summer. Park with me will be in full effect. Yo, we gonna let y'all know about it. And you already know JD, episode 21. Welcome me to pod. Yo, D, I was telling y'all before. When I turn 35, I'm not gonna tell the pod how old I am. I'm not gonna tell the pod how old I am. But when I turn 35, I need you to induct me into the Hall of Fame. That's what I need. I'm having a party. I'm getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. Yeah. And I need you to induct me. Because I said I'm out the game. At 35 years old, I'm out of everything. I'm done. And I need you to induct me into the Hall of Fame. I ain't gonna tell the viewers how old I am, but 35th birthday,
Oh, damn.
I need to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, man. All my bullshit is done. All the bullshit is done.
Damn.
But speaking of the Hall of Fame, man, Melo, Dwight Howard, Sue Bird. No, not Sue Bird.
I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. She should be in it, but it's too soon.
I think she in there.
Too soon. If she in it
We gonna
already,
look back.
that's crazy.
We gonna look back.
I don't think she in it though, bro. I looked at it.
Melo, Dwight Howard, Hall of Fame, man. First off, Dwight Howard was left off top 75.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. First ballot Hall of Famer, he was left off the top 75 list. That's a damn shame. Dwight Howard should have been in the top 75 players of all time during his time in Orlando. He was arguably a he was a top 5 player in the league. And he should have been a top 75 player. But that's either here or there. Carmelo Anthony, man. That's one of your guys, man. He going into the Hall of Fame. How you feel about that, man? How you feel about Melo? Bully Melo going into the Hall of Fame.
He definitely deserves it.
He headlining too.
Aren't they putting the Redeem team in there too?
Yeah, they putting a Redeem in there.
So does that make him a 2-time Hall of Famer?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Most of them in there.
That's special.
Most of them in there. How you feel about your boy Melo, man? You don't go with Melo 15.
Oh, you mean 7?
Oh yeah. Now you ain't counting him at 15.
We ain't gonna do that.
Now we
Now you ain't calling him 15. Now you ain't calling him 15 because you seen a better player in that jersey.
Nah, I wouldn't say that.
Because you seen a better player in that jersey.
I seen a fatter player in that jersey.
No.
Mike Malone, I love you, baby.
Woo! Let's follow y'all real quick. Yeah.
Yo, we coming off straight off. Mike Malone just got fired from the Denver Nuggets. General manager also got fired from the Denver Nuggets. What the hell is going on in Denver? But we're going to get into that in the second segment. But Carmelo
Deserved it, right? One of the greatest scorers in the history of the league. Bully basketball, ISO player, generational talent. If a lot of people won't say it, I will. Gave LeBron
call him
James
generational?
generational. Carmelo Anthony is a generational player, and he needs his flowers. We talk about Kevin Durant. We talk about Vince Carter. We talk about T-Mac. We talked about Kobe Bryant. Carmelo Anthony is one of those special players. Now, he didn't have the athleticism a lot of those guys I just mentioned had. But when you talk about pure basketball technique, I seen him make Zion Williamson turn around and do a whole 360, and all he did was go like this with his leg.
Jab step. Jab step master.
He didn't dribble.
Yo,
Lethal.
jab step master.
Come on now. Special. Deserved. Honor.
Yo, I don't know, man. My nigga Melo was out here putting in work, man. Putting niggas chest in, nigga. He would push chest in over there back in.
I gotta be real. This is, we keep the main thing here, right? So, Dwight Howard, I gotta personally say, I'm sorry. I never really fucked with Dwight Howard as a player growing up. Yeah, he was defensively dominant, yes, but I was always waiting for him to turn that curve. Like, yeah, he dominating, but now he's getting chips. Now he's, really taking over this league. And because he didn't do that, I held that against him. Not knowing that the league, kind of ostracized him as well.
Yeah,
so,
he got derailed though. He got derailed by
so
fair to him.
To be real, as you get older, you learn different things. My apologies, Dwight. You are a well-deserved Hall of Famer. First off, anybody that starts with defense and ends with defense, you gotta respect them, especially in this day and age when everything is offensively warranted, or like nobody really talks about, oh yo, you seen that block last night, or like, you know what I mean? Like, they just don't talk like there's always three. Oh, he made 8 threes, and it's like, damn. So for a player like Dwight to get into the Hall of Fame, I feel like he super deserved it. The top 75 is a whole nother conversation. The reason I'm saying that, who y'all willing to replace? But we gonna get to that another time.
I was gonna say, I got a couple players in there that can replace with Dwight Howard.
That gets mixy quick. But Dwight, much respect. Now, Melo, listen, bro. Melo is the only nigga that had Braun throw a full tantrum because he just can't guard the nigga.
Yeah, he can't guard.
So, like, Carmelo Anthony, we ain't got to talk numbers. We ain't got to do none of that. Your impact on the community, your impact on us specifically, too, is one of the reasons we in front of y'all, talking to y'all, too, truthfully. So people like Melo impacting the culture, putting on for people who may not do things the right way, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we still got to get to it. And that's why I respect a player like Carmelo Anthony, because even on the court, all right, cool, I may not be the most vocal, but I'm going to put my work in, bro. Y'all know what I'm saying? Give me that ball. You hear the small stories about when Iman was mad at him because Melo didn't pass on the ball. Like, bro, I work on this shit, bro. Like, my fault, like, I work on these type of shots, bro. It's nothing personal to you. I work on this shit. So, like, a player that's thinking like that, come on, bro. That's generation to your point. Like, nigga, I work on triple team. Stop. I ain't even dribble here like this is post point. 3 people right here. I work on shit like that. I want to see if I can hit shit like that. You gotta respect people that take on that type of mindset. Melo, respect.
I'm gonna get on that. I'm gonna get on that in a minute. What you gonna say?
I have a question for you too, right? What is the criteria to be in this is the Nate Smith Basketball Hall of Fame, it's not the NBA Hall of Fame, right? Because I know in the WWE Hall of Fame, if an individual has certain things come up like Chris Benoit, you can't get in. And I want to keep it hoops. I don't want to bring out the extracurricular activities with someone going into the hall.
What? So you're saying? What you saying?
Dwight Howard's situation.
So you're saying he don't deserve to go into the Hall of Fame because he a freak? I'm about to say we could pluck out a whole bunch of freaks in there.
And no, it's a little bit different. He's an accused,
what?
Rapist.
Yo, I mean, look, you right. You right, but look, I don't get it. I don't even know what to say. Like, I don't even know what to say, really.
Listen, we're gonna keep the main thing.
Yeah, like, alright.
Cause that, I ain't gonna lie, that got nothing to do with us. And not even that it got nothing to do with us. First off.
But it can't be celebrated, that's what I'm saying.
I'm not celebrating nothing. All I'm saying is the man does deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Like,
I hit it.
I didn't, you ain't see me say nothing like that, like the way I just described Melo.
He don't got he don't got a rap sheet like that. Not being funny.
Dwight, I respect you getting there, but alright, but we're gonna keep it there. Like, I ain't saying all
all
that
right.
other shit.
Respect.
All I'm gonna say is, be careful when you call rapists if they not accused of being that. They haven't been found in court of being whatever that was called and shit. But that's all I'm gonna say about that. Cause you staining his name a little bit. You staining his name for something that he wasn't.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying? But back to Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard's a top 7. He's definitely a top 75 player. During his time there was no big better than Dwight Howard. But conversation about Melo. 15 in Denver. I've seen Melo put in work. I've seen Melo come out of college, out of the Syracuse championship freshman year, out of Syracuse, and come into Denver and put in work. 20 points a game, averaging.
Buckets.
Rookie. He was putting in buckets since he was a baby. Syracuse and first year in Denver. Carry it on through Denver. Bully ball. There wasn't a guy in the league that could stop Melo one-on-one. No way. You could bring out all your best defenders. They couldn't stop Melo one-on-one. Jab, step, boom, bucket. In Denver. We got to talk about what happened in Denver.
Which part?
Denver, after the war, I'm going to call those wars with Kobe Bryant. Whew, Western Conference Finals, second round. They was going to war.
Mm-hmm.
He fell short. No shame to Carmelo Anthony. He could have left those series right there with his head up high. He could have left there. I'm not saying that just because he lost to Kobe Bryant. Nah. Well respect to Carmelo Anthony. He left. This is where I was going to come at.
Mm-hmm.
He left, then he went to New York.
Mm-hmm.
He left to New York in a time where he didn't even have to leave to New York. He could have gone there that summer. He made New York trade the farm to Denver. He got in there, and the only thing there was Amari Stoudemire. They traded in for everybody else. New York happened. Amazing career in New York. How long did he last in New York? About 7 years? 7? Amazing career in New York.
Strong 7.
He built a fan base that he always had, but New York, it was something different. They just loved him here. He's from here. He has New York roots. They loved him in New York. D, I told you, while he was in New York, he could have gone to Chicago. If it was about rings for Carmelo Anthony,
He's supposed to go to the Heat.
he was supposed to go to the Heat for part of the Big Three, but he signed the contract early and then it derailed that summer.
Yeah.
While in New York, he was supposed to go to Chicago. He had a deal in Chicago. He was supposed to go to Chicago. And he turned them away to stay in New York. Hometown loyalty. Not blaming Melo for that. If you wanted to stay in New York, by all means, he still performed there. At a high level. He could have gone to New York. That was the argument I had with certain Knicks fans.
Yeah.
He could have gone to New York if it was about championships. He had multiple chances to win.
You know the funny thing about that year? That specific year where he got traded to the Knicks? I was at Millbank with the whole Knicks team, bro. Russell Chandler was there, the Nilo Gallinari, shit like that was happening. Once Melo came, no, them tickets was up to the ceiling, bro. Like, so yeah, bro.
Melo came, he spent years in New York, and he could have gone to Chicago, whatever. He left. New York, he spent wonderful years here. He left, he went to OKC. Oh, he had that press conference where he was like, yo, me coming off the bench. He was like, yo, P, they talking about I gotta come off the bench, laughing at the idea of even coming off the bench. That's where teams started noticing, like, yo, this guy, if we have him coming off the bench, he might be a little problem and shit. So that's what derailed a lot of teams from picking up Carmelo Anthony, because his role on that team might have been coming off the bench. They just didn't trust him coming off the bench, especially with the media, with the media presence. I say all that to say this. Carmelo Anthony is a top 75 player. Gold medal. Syracuse. Running Syracuse. NCAA champion. Top 10 scorer of all time. Bucket getter. Bully. But a lot of things that happened with Carmelo Anthony in the NBA, the only person to blame was Carmelo Anthony. The reason his career didn't last, or it didn't have a storybook ending, one, there wasn't a lot of spots for you on any roster. Two, you wouldn't You decided to come off the bench too late. And I hate to say that about Carmelo, because I wish he would have had a storybook ending. I wish he would have had a spot on any team, and he could have made that team probably coming off the bench, a bucket getter.
Yeah,
but
I get you.
all in all, Carmelo Anthony, one of the greatest who ever played. Like Darryl said, one of the greatest scorers who ever lived. Bully.
Melo, to your point about that, Melo is just a byproduct of somebody that, like, sometimes you trust in others too much, you know what I mean? And you trust in what they're gonna do. Phil Jackson came here talking all this good shit. And I believe Melo was, let's give it a run. He got chips, he has the pedigree. And to your point, he should have got the fuck out of there, right?
I mean, you said it. Like, he trying to bring in the triangle. Triangle expects, when Shumpert needed, nigga, ain't
Right.
no, I worked on this. Or,
Right.
nigga,
Yeah.
the pass the like, you asked me in the corner, I got you, I'm open. You can't bring the triangle what Kobe Jordan did to Carmelo. You can't do that. And you can't do it. It's two different
Yeah,
lines.
it wasn't even that. They gave him D-Rose and Jokic Noah. Like,
Nah, you said the people he had. He had JR, he had the Shumps, and then he had the people he wanted.
nah, that Phil Jackson team.
Oh, okay.
Because
Yeah,
as
yeah,
soon as
yeah.
Phil got there,
Yeah,
yo, JR, Iman.
Yeah.
See you
He
in
had
Cleveland,
the-
nigga.
He had the four. Yeah.
Right.
That.
And Phil Jackson did 8 ball. Remember?
Yeah.
Cleveland, nigga.
Yo, Phil Jackson is part of that, man. Phil Jackson's part of the niggas who ruined Melo.
But you're right, though, bro. And we gotta add that in. Like, all right, not everything is on the organization. Some shit is on you,
A
man.
lot of it is on Melo, but to me, he had a well career. Like he had a great career. He had a storied career. Just because he didn't win the championship don't mean that Melo is not one of the greatest who
He'll
ever
give you
lived.
40, nigga.
He'll give you 40.
Yo.
He'll give you 40. He'll give you 40. You ask anybody who was the
Yeah.
hardest to defend, a lot of them gonna say Carmelo Anthony, man. A lot of them.
Oh,
But
please.
it leads to this. And I've always felt it was a screw over, D. Cause this is one of the strangest stories I've ever seen too. When Melo left Denver, a few years later, Nikola Jokic gets drafted.
Mm-hmm.
Second round of the draft, like they just picked him up, big. We gonna pick him up, and
Doing
he
the
decides,
Taco Bell commercial.
yeah, and he decides he's like, yo, I want to wear 15 for Denver. Dumb thinking like, yo, this is a second round nigga, he probably be gone by. When I mean, hey, we gonna retire, yo. What ended up happening was that nigga that got the 15 ended up being an all-time great. Like now they can't even retire 15 for Melo.
Nah.
They can't retire that. So a lot of people saying, retire for both of them, give Melo his fit. But now it wouldn't be fair for Nikola Jokic.
He won a
Yeah.
chip for Denver. He's backed, bro. You can't take that. He got a chip for Denver.
Now you can't do that.
Just the chips, it's the MVP.
all
He's
that.
the greatest who ever played there.
Boy.
He's one of the greatest who ever lived.
You right.
And we ain't just talking like the way we just talking about with
Yeah,
Melo and shit.
yeah.
Like, we called him one of the greatest and shit, but we ain't talking not in the same conversation as Nikola Jokic, not in that same tier. And that's another thing I want y'all to understand. When we say he's one of the greatest who ever played, that might be top 50, top 25, around there. But when it ain't no same tier as Nikola Jokic.
Well, first, Jokic got to get there, right?
Gotta get where?
As time of this recording, he's not top 75.
Who?
Jokic.
Jokic might be top 15 as of right now standing.
I hear you, but he for purposes of this conversation, he ain't top 75. He ain't won the award. Right?
Okay.
Melo's in there.
Okay.
I don't want to diminish what he's brought to the game and what he's meant to the game, right? I'm of the belief that if you're gonna do it, because this is a very unique case, let this be maybe the one and only case where you do that. Retire both jerseys, right? Because listen, what Melo did in Denver, hey, let's be really real. Wasn't that man robbed of a Cole Rookie of the Year?
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's been getting
He
jerked.
no, he didn't get robbed off co-rookie of the year. He got robbed off the award.
Yeah,
He was cooking.
I know. So I'm saying, and he says this on his pod all the time. The Anthony family gets jerked. He got jerked since his first season.
But I mean, yeah, because they already had that planned out, bro.
I get it.
You had stop playing. They had the red carpet down for LeBron
I
James.
get it.
But as far as Carmelo, you can't do that to Nikola Jokic and that team. That number and that team,
Mm-hmm.
will only see 115. Because it's only fair for Nikola Jokic, for the greatest who ever played in that franchise. You can't do that. What happened was Denver fucked up. They thought because it was a second round pick. They tried to be a little petty to Melo. Was like, oh look who we got wearing 15. But he'll be out the thing. We'll retire you.
Well, it wasn't.
They took it too far.
No, he chose the number.
No, they took it too far. But
You supposed to know, nigga.
No, not second year of Nikola Jokic being nice. You should have been like, yo, hold on. You don't want another number? Like, you don't want to.
Like, how's 13, bro?
Yeah. 25. Like, yo, hold on. You dumb nice. Like, we about to build this whole shit around you. You don't want to choose another number? You don't want to do that? Denver did that man slime. They should have never had Jokic wearing number 15. As soon as Melo left, they should have put that jersey out in the vault and retire it when he's done.
Man, somebody coming out wearing number 23 for the Cavaliers. Yo.
Nah, you see,
Cleveland getting shot.
You can't do that. You can't.
I was gonna bring something up, but I'll wait later on.
Yo, you see, you can't do that. You can't. You playing too much.
Like when riots in Cleveland do that.
Cleveland is not one of the teams that retired 23 league wide, right?
No.
So like
they petitioned for it recently though.
Miami is though.
That's the thing, right?
Miami
So now who's 23 are you gonna retire?
Well,
now you get dicey. If you retire number 23 league wide, who's 23 we talking? We talking Jordan LeBron.
Cleveland is retiring Braun.
I hear you.
They retiring Braun. He wore it the whole time. He nigga, they shouldn't even have Jordan. So it'll be disrespectful for them to have Jordan shit.
Well, they have a history being disrespectful. They got a history. He's a president for this.
Man, look. All I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna end it with this. Denver grimy. For giving up that 15, for giving up that 15, playing around, giving it to a second round pick. Somebody that was, it looked like he weighed about 300. 300, second round pick. They figured Nikola Jokic was gonna be, he gonna play. 2 years, 3 years later, you're like, wait, hold up. Like, wait, hold up, you're not. Yo, they should have changed this number once he became nice. Like, yo, you can't wait for team. We was playing around. We was trolling. We was trolling Melo. Like, yo, you can't wait a number.
Stop.
But we gonna leave it there, yo. Congratulations, Carmelo. Congratulations, Dwight Howard. And moving on to segment number 2.
And the Redeem team.
Yo, facts. And all the Hall of Famers, man. Even WNBA players.
And Coach K went in too.
Facts. No, yo, segment number 2, man. Winners and losers of this season, man. I'm about to go in.
Who winning?
I want to cook.
Who winning?
I want to get to the losers first.
Yo.
I want to get to the losers first. They don't deserve main event spots.
Facts.
Like what they lost. Like some people lost their jobs. They lost like
losers. Like I feel like
their
this season here, I felt like they took more losses. And I ain't talking about just the win column. I ain't talking about just the win column. I ain't talking about. I'm talking about everything. I feel like these teams took more losses than they did wins. I feel like these teams that I'm about to mention have more questions than answers heading into next season. That's why I mean my losers. They came into the season thinking they had questions answered, but then hell broke loose. First team is the Sacramento Kings.
Let me sip my tea already.
The Sacramento Kings.
that's his team.
That's your team?
Hell no.
You got a sack jersey in the crib, bro. Stop.
Dude, that shit fire though. Windbreaker.
Oh well, nah, old school. Is old school joint?
It's not an old school windbreaker.
I'm about to old school Kings shit on
I see the
get
picture
fire.
of that shit.
Yeah, old school Kings. That's different. But
Kings, losers of this season. One of the losers of this season. I'll tell you why.
Why you got them as losers, bro?
Let's start from the beginning. We can start from the beginning. They once had Tyrese Halliburton. They once had De'Aaron Fox. They had to choose between both of those. They had to choose between 2 of them point guards. They traded away Tyrese Halliburton, who eventually became an All-Star.
Thanks.
Who eventually became an All-Star Olympic gold medalist.
Strike. That's a strike, man.
That's a strike for the Sacramento Kings. That's a strike. I'm putting the strike there for the Sacramento Kings. They might have chose the wrong point guard. It might have been the right choice at that time, but he ended up leaving.
didn't you call him Mr. Masquerade?
I mean, I'm not saying I'm a big fan of Tyrese Halliburton. He eventually became an All-Star Olympic gold medalist
Yeah, they're not a fact.
at a young age.
Okay.
Start going on. They traded Tyrese Halliburton for Sabonis. They ended up eventually getting Malik Monk, DeRozan,
Right.
Levine. De'Aaron Fox axes out. He gets traded to San Antonio Spurs. Now,
You gonna leave Mike Brown getting fired out of it?
no, hold on, I'm getting to it.
Oh,
I'm getting
wait.
to it.
There's more.
Mike Brown gets fired.
Right.
Mind you, De'Aaron Fox, he had a lot to do with that. He gets him fired, leaves, asks for a trade. He goes to San Antonio after them picking him over Tyrese Halliburton.
Strike two.
That's right too. Now that's right too. Get him fired. Now De'Aaron Fox gets traded. Crazy, man. Hold on.
Oh, we had 2 strikes, right?
So now their team is Malik Monk, is the Sabonis,
Mm-hmm.
Zach LaVine, DeRozan, Chris Mariota. Once De'Aaron Fox gets traded, now Sabonis and DeRozan like, hold up, hold on, what we doing here? Like yo, you know, DeRozan, he had the age to be playing around.
Right.
He had no age to be playing around. Then he sucked up Zach LaVine contract. So not only do you lose De'Aaron Fox, Tyrese Halliburton, and Mike Brown,
Mm-hmm.
you sucked on Zach LaVine's contract. Now, until he's gone, you either traded him or you building off what he's giving you.
Mm-hmm.
That's strike 3. That's strike 3. That's strike 3 for the Sacramento Kings. They should just cut their losses and just start over because that's where it's heading to anyways. Yeah, it's just been wrong decision after wrong decision after wrong decision. Starting off from a few seasons ago, it just finally hit his tipping point this season.
And now, to add on to what you're saying, I was watching Boogie Cousins on Gil's Arena recently, and he's
Mhm.
talking about like Sacramento, how they treated him. Now, I mean, I always rock with Boogie, but now you really get to see it was not his fault, bro. It's the organization, bro. They still fumbling.
It's like they don't learn, bro.
Right.
It's like they don't learn from Tyreek Evans was there before going crazy.
They still fumbling.
DeMarcus Cousins there, and one, they don't build talent. One, you can't, in Sacramento, nobody's lining up to go to Sacramento.
No.
Nobody's lining up to go to Sacramento. So the only way to update your rosters is either through good trades or the draft. They're not good at either or. And then whenever they do draft somebody good, they'll take care of them.
Facts.
Sacramento, y'all losers.
When you was tapping in with Boogie at Gil's Arena, did he happen to mention who was on the scouting report?
No,
Yeah, I'm
no,
done.
it wasn't Rashad at the time. It wasn't at the time. But,
Yo.
but now, truthfully, he right. Like, damn, when you go to a shitty organization, fuck shitty organization. When you go to a culture and they're not, winning ain't prevalent, or that's not even like something they looking to reach for, you better run, bro. You better run. They don't even got like a farm here. Oh, nah, I can't even. They even got a training facility. Oh, no, I gotta go.
Yeah, the
I
no
gotta go.
training facility is crazy.
I gotta go. So like,
Hit the road,
when
Jack.
you get around cultures like that, even for people who are at work,
Mhm.
you at work and your culture's like that, bro. That's a sign you ain't going nowhere, bro. You gonna be stuck where you at. And if you do get somewhere, it's because you chose to leave this place. So Boogie, respect, man. But bro, I gotta lose it for you, bro.
Who?
It's an easy loser. We had them contending. Oh shit, it's lit. Beginning of the season, it was lit. The Philadelphia 76ers.
Do we believe? The trust the process?
They said they were a piece away. Right? They had Joel Embiid last year MVP. This season, that man has played a maximum of 25 games. Not
Yo,
even
son.
25 games.
I think it's in pieces.
He might be having to retire now. This nigga knees is still. It's been 10 years. Your knees is still. You still dealing with this, bro. Like
His whole body.
on top of that, I'm not even gonna shit on Joel. I'm saying that for the simple fact of, to your point, next season where do y'all go? If this guy is still dealing with this, Paul George showed you that like he's not willing to lead a team while this nigga deals with whatever ailments. He's not willing to help Tyrese Maxey. He done with the podcast. Like truthfully speaking, bro, I'm not really sure what this Philadelphia team like next season looking for. Like, what can they like? All right, bet we can go into it. doing this, or I don't know. And I got them as losers for the simple fact, PG, you came here and did nothing that you said you were gonna do. So you losers, guys. Sorry.
Right.
Listen,
Yeah, go ahead.
you can't have everything. Then you just won the Super Bowl. Let them, they good.
Feeling good.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's the only thing if that's the only thing I'm gonna talk about. As long as as regards to Philadelphia, if it ain't the Super Bowl, I ain't touching it. I ain't touching it. They ain't give me nothing to talk about this season.
Losers.
D, you got a loser? Or you want me to go crazy on the next team right
Yeah, go ahead.
here? The Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets, and it's crazy. People might think it's crazy for me to say, with them being in the race in the playoffs, and I ain't talking about lottery. It might be lottery the way the Western Conference is lined up right now with the standings. It might be playing for them. The Nuggets' biggest acquisition this year was Russell Westbrook. If that's what you get in to improve your team, if that's like the end all be all after trading away KCP and then others, and Bruce Brown, other players to help you win the championship, after trading away those players, your biggest acquisition is Russell Westbrook.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly why everything is going on in Denver right now. That's exactly why Mike Malone just got fired, and that's exactly why eventually Nikola Jokic is going to grow frustrated because they are wasting his prime in Denver. They are wasting his prime. Your biggest acquisition can be, Russell Westbrook. Jamal Murray is not the same Jamal Murray that was dropping 50 points down in the bubble. It's not the same player. Aaron Gordon is only getting older. Michael Porter Jr. is, to me, he's a nice player. I like Michael Porter Jr., but he's not moving needles.
Not
in
this team.
Yeah, not in this team. Not in this team. He's not moving needles, and he's nice, but he's not moving needles in the Nuggets.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. We talked about it earlier in the pod. Nikola Jokic is one of those stars that, for some reason, stars ain't lining up to play with him, and it's largely because he plays in Denver. Nobody wants to play in Denver. It's cold.
Sorry.
So the best way to upgrade the team is either through trades or draft. They didn't pay KCP, they didn't pay Bruce Brown, they didn't pay the others, and they ended up paying Russell Westbrook.
And my thing with Denver as well is the whole Mike Malone thing. Truthfully, his firing is not predicated on what he did for Denver.
Right.
Truthfully, it's behind the scenes. Him and the GM not necessarily seeing eye to eye. A lot of things behind the scenes that we don't need to bring up, but it wasn't necessarily about
his performance.
You know what I'm saying? So let's
Hell no.
knock that off.
Yeah,
first
facts.
thing. But I agree, bro. That's not even on Mike Malone. Truthfully, like y'all cleared Westbrook, but like, how you not get more shooting? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's get
what's
more.
up? Like, yo, we gotta be smart with these moves. Small market teams need to be smart with their moves, whether it's drafting or trading. They have to be smart all the way. Value the picks you have, especially in this day and era. Value the picks you have, and make sure you make smart moves, because this can't be the only move you make. If you Denver, if you trying to take care of Nikola Jokic, the biggest acquisition you have can't be Russell Westbrook.
I hear that. I do, right? I'm gonna play not really devil's advocate, but I recently purchased a video game, and one of my favorite things to do is to edit that starting lineup and put Mr. Westbrook at the 2. And them niggas is unstoppable!
Yeah, but you would have got fired.
Yup.
You would have got fired.
Just like Mike.
But wait, hold on though. Hold on.
Just like Mike.
Wait. Said I would have got fired, but I won.
No.
And I've been winning.
No, you won in the video game.
How do you think these niggas be mixing up these lineups?
Imagine telling Mike Malone, like, yo, the best way to improve this roster is moving Russ to the 2.
And also, too,
Like, yo.
I don't know what you're saying. Imagine them coming to Mike Malone like, yo, bro, I get it. You got Westbrook feeling good. He could be like Joker. He used to be MVP, similar play style. I get it. Triple doubles. Nigga, I need Jamal Murray in here, bro, right now.
Nah, he was killing too. He was fine.
There was a point.
We don't.
I hear you.
Point in time. They had Westbrook start this shit, but Jamal
Yes.
Murray was hurt.
He was hurt.
Yo.
But yeah, like, bro, we need Murray in here, bro.
Yo.
Chill. Westbrook, chill, pull
Yeah,
it back.
And even Murray is not even the same Murray no more.
Nah.
Like you can get what you can get from Murray. Not saying he whack,
Nah, hell
but
no.
it's not the same Murray no more.
Nah, he better than a lot of
Murray
niggas
used
in
to
the
come
league.
down. He used to come down like, I'm chopping you,
Yo,
just cause.
he
And one.
chopping
Hey,
you
yo.
up. He was no lie. He was like the modern day Darren Williams.
Yeah, that's a good analysis on that one.
Alright, Jamal Murray was nice, man. I miss Murray. Yo, 13th, dude. The Milwaukee Bucks loses this season. And no lie, recently they've been playing. They've been winning games with just Giannis going crazy like that, and the woman beater too. He's playing good too.
Yo,
That's
this is a accused or alleged woman beater.
I mean, I've seen the video.
This is accurate.
Hold on. I mean, I've seen the video. I've seen the video. But they Milwaukee Bucks have been playing great ball. Like at least for the past 3-4 games, they've been playing great ball. But that's because Giannis been going monster. That's because Giannis been going monster. You said it. In order for Milwaukee to be Milwaukee this season, they have to be. Giannis has to go Giannis.
Freaky.
But the reason I'm considering them losers, nothing this season has gone Milwaukee's way. Nothing has gone their way. Between the Dame and Giannis lineups, between the injuries, the coaches getting called out, the jokes.
You not liking the trade? The Chris Middleton Kuzma trade? You not like that?
Not like it in since
Yo.
20?
Yo, I was watching the Milwaukee Miami Heat game when Milwaukee went up against them. They couldn't even end game. They couldn't even end the game. Kyle Kuzma. He didn't sniff the end of that game. They were just like, yo, you, and that's the guy you traded your third star for, in Chris Middleton. Well, at this time it was probably Brook Lopez. Chris Middleton injured and shit like that. But you traded Chris Middleton for Kyle Kuzma.
That's what I said, and niggas called me ludicrous.
Kyle Kuzma, look, your biggest acquisition is being Kyle Kuzma, and now, to win a series, you depending on Giannis to go nuclear and Kyle Kuzma.
This is when you.
It's that, or Giannis is gonna have to average at least 10 assists.
And if I'm Giannis, this is when I go.
Y'all playing
Ooh,
around. Y'all playing around.
get me out of here.
Yeah, y'all playing around.
What the fuck? Why I put him
And then-
tennis? What?
They have the same problems as Denver.
He could do it. It's just, nah, I don't need Giannis. I need you getting
Yeah,
55.
like I've seen Giannis try to create today because you know he ain't got no bag. That's not no fault to him.
No, not.
He don't got a deep bag.
He ain't got a deep
low
bag, but I seen him playmaking with his back turned to the basket from the 3-point line. I was like, yo, y'all need ways to get him the ball. Not him to get y'all the ball. Y'all need ways to get him the ball.
Right.
But they have the same problem as Denver.
Oh,
They wasting Giannis's and Jokic's prime.
And if you look back, when Giannis was doing all that, yeah, he had beautiful numbers, but he ain't getting nowhere, bro. So, come on, we're not talking bullshit here.
Yo, I mean, like Dow said, like, in order to win a series, he would have to go nuclear, the same way he has been going these past few games.
Yeah.
But that's too tiring.
That's
He's actually
too
a main
much,
starter
bro.
for that. He's gonna end up
For
going
seven
to the
games.
side.
All right, 1 round, 7 games. 2 rounds, that's 14. 3 rounds, that's 21. You telling me that in 21 games, Giannis is gonna put up at least 10 assists? No.
It's funny you would end up on that number. Because doesn't that remind you of a former player that used to be like that? Former MVP of the league.
Timmy D.
Nope.
No?
Mr. Kevin Garnett.
What?
Sometimes KG have to go nuclear just for them to make the news.
Yeah.
Fuck win the game to be on the local Minnesota news.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Garnett ain't
See?
sniff no ring.
Yeah,
That's
right.
why, like,
For sure,
like
for
to tell me, I ain't never getting there again. Like, cause Milwaukee, I don't see any way for them to get better. They don't have no assets. They don't have no
Listen,
assets.
until I know what's fully going on with Dame, I don't have answers for you.
Even with Dame,
With Dame.
I don't know about that one.
even with Dame,
He's a game changer.
I told you, ever since Milwaukee got Dame, they haven't stroked fear on anybody.
Shit.
They haven't stroked. I'm a Heat fan. There was not one time I was scared of Dame in
Right.
Milwaukee.
The Knicks actually had a better record against them last year.
I don't think Knicks
They
feared
did.
Milwaukee when Dame was there, and I don't think the Celtics feared Milwaukee when Dame was
This
there.
shit too.
I don't think Cleveland feared Milwaukee when Dame was there. They haven't stroked fear, and it just I don't think they played enough games together
They haven't.
Yeah, but to be doing that, and I don't think they will. Now that he got blood clots in
Yeah,
him.
it's over game. I'm sorry, I'm getting old. You
But
35 now.
Milwaukee got to figure out what to do. They got one of the all-time great players on their team. So does Denver. They wasting their primes there. This is the time of the year where they're supposed to be competing for titles all the goddamn time.
Right.
These are all-time great players. Last and not least,
Let's get it.
the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Woo!
The Minnesota Timberwolves. And I swear to God, when they traded Karl Anthony Towns, I just didn't see where this team was going, and I was right.
Right.
They went from top of the West to now middle of the pack West.
They had a duo, gang. Like, they had the duo for the next 5 to 10.
And now I don't see Minnesota's a small market. Now they asking Anthony Edwards to do more. At a young age, that's the age you're supposed to do more shit like that. But now you're not giving him much options to play with. Like, and now you gotta give Anthony Edwards a plan. Like, all right, we doing this to do this. And if Julius Randle was the plan all along for him to be teaming up with Anthony Edwards, if it's Rudy Gobert, if it's Nickeil Alexander, all these people, you gotta consider something else. Y'all gotta consider something else, because he's not one of those guys that would be like, yo, I'm gonna stick it out. Nah. Minnesota got to figure out a way. They're a middle of the pack team, and I'll see them being a middle of the pack team next year too, unless changes come. And they got a star in their hands, and they can't be. Right now, they're like the Atlanta Hawks. They're the Atlanta Hawks of the Western
They got
Conference.
the same record? Well, not the same record.
Nah, not the same record. They better.
Same ranking, I should say.
They better. But in the Western Conference, they just like Atlanta. They like middle of the pack. They might win a series if he goes crazy, but I don't see them even winning a series.
They fell off the wayside, and it's not Chris Spencer's fault. I'm not gonna blame him at all. It's
Atlanta.
It's really just the simple fact of, like, you traded for Julius Randle, which I understand. Yes, he's a prominent all-star, but I'm gonna say this again: this guy has similar spots to Anthony Edwards. So Anthony Edwards now has to pull his game out. And now, if you notice, this year he's shooting he's never shot this many threes before. He's a midi. He wants to be a midi monster, but he can't even get that off right now. So he's frustrated. So, like, it's like, to your point, for next season, this can't be.
Yeah, this can't be it. Like,
with the offense.
The direction can't be middle of the pack, especially having a star like Anthony Edwards. While he's in the Olympics and he's hearing these stories and he's next to these players that's hitting these levels.
Yeah. He's
not going. Nah.
How you think he feel watching Shea? Happy as hell cooking niggas with his team.
Yeah,
like happy cooking niggas by 40.
It's just middle of the pack.
Right.
If it's Julius Randle and Anthony Edwards, that's your two. Middle of the pack, man. And they ain't winning no series. I don't see the Wolves winning a series.
Who's going to Minnesota? Who have you ever heard of going to Minnesota?
Going to Minnesota.
Besides Randle.
And he got traded there.
Right.
His choice wouldn't have been Minnesota. I could guarantee you that.
I guarantee you another one. If Rudy Gobert didn't get traded there and he was a free agent, even that nigga would have never chose Minnesota. Promise.
And he probably one
But
of
then
them.
again, he was in Utah.
That's what I'm saying.
He probably one of them niggas too that Anthony Edwards better be like,
Facts. I'm looking at him, bro. You trash, gang. I'm sorry. I would tell you that. Me personally, yo, bro, why you can't just put the ball up?
yo,
I know they probably had an argument or two at least. I know they did.
got Anthony Edwards over here hyping up Jaden McDaniels. Not saying he whack and shit, but like he's saying, oh, when they got KD, we got Jake. Look,
Nah.
Wolves, get it together before Anthony Edwards figures out. Like, I'm wasting my years here.
Listen, Luka. If Luka could get traded mid-season, y'all better chill out, bro.
Don't take a rocket science.
Niggas can ask for trades mid-season. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause that's crazy.
The way the NBA is moving, between these coaches getting fired, between these trades happening midnight, stars, generational talents getting traded. You
That
don't
shit
know what
happened at midnight, Jay. You so right,
I remember.
nigga.
And niggas lying about if they knew about it.
Yo,
Yeah, niggas lying. Yeah, I ain't know. I would have played with all too though. I ain't gonna lie.
Facts,
And my
yeah.
mans, if you was my mans,
you got
and
cheated.
I traded you for this nigga, I would have lied to you too, B. I would have
Nah,
been
that's
like, B.
fucked up. We shared a moment, my nigga.
Nah.
Kobe died and all that. Niggas is crying together.
That's why I would have lied. I would have lied. I would have lied at first, and then later on I would have told you like, yo, it was just business. When you figured out like a lot of this shit, I would have told you it was just business.
I think AD knew instantly.
AD been
He
new.
probably know.
And he squared up.
Yeah, he mad. Yeah, oh.
Come on, what movie that again? Oh, damn. That don't be a minute. Damn.
Stop.
Nah, it was damn, what's that shit? What, Cuba Gooding Jr.?
Oh, I forgot the name of that shit, but yeah.
Damn, son, we wildin'.
we wildin'.
Our black card about to get revoked, nigga. Once they see this shit.
Ice
Hold
Cube, everybody.
on.
That's crazy. Boys Chestnut.
Yo, hold on.
Yeah, your boys.
Yeah, fucking Ice Cube.
I'm mad right now.
Yo, pull it. Yo,
Ice
hold
Cube.
on. I'm gonna get upset.
It's been a long day, y'all.
Yo, pull that shit up. Hold on. Cause I'm gonna get upset.
We gotta get this right now.
Our black card about to get motherfucking revoked and shit. Y'all lucky we don't edit this.
Nigga said Ice Cube.
Ice Cube.
Oh,
Cuba
boys.
Gooding.
What's
What's
that
it
shit?
for?
Boys in the hood.
nigga. Nah. I don't get our black card revoked until further notice, my nigga. Our black card revoked until further notice, my nigga.
Oh, shit.
We better come in here residing precious next time
Nah, don't
to
count.
get our shit back.
I don't count,
Take
bro.
our shit back.
I'm on 95. Don't count.
That ass, yo. Yo, segment number 3, man. For our shit get fucking really.